So a subscriber, Deidre, asked for this Daniel Fast Cabbage recipe, so I am making it. So here is my shredded cabbage. I have some onion, which has already been chopped up, and I have these sweet peppers, which I'm just going to cut up really small. And then I'm just going to mix everything into this colander. I'm going to rinse it off, and then I will show you what to do next. So this is a really quick recipe, and this cabbage is what I used in my Daniel Fast sushi recipe. And you can also eat this cabbage with brown rice or quinoa, and it's really delicious. So I'm excited for you guys to try this. If you're excited to try out this cabbage, let me know by hitting that thumbs up button. So as you can see, I have chopped up my peppers and I've added that to my colander with the cabbage and also the onions. And all I did was I just rinsed all of them together and drained out the water. And while this was draining and I was rinsing it, one of the things that I did was I got my skillet started. So it's on the fire over medium heat, and I added 2 tablespoons of olive oil to that. And so I'm going to show you what I do next. Now that my skillet is nice and hot, all I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly add my cabbage right to that pot. And then you're just going to let it sit like this for 1 minute, and then you will need a spoon, and what you're going to do is just mix that up. So I'll show you what I do next. So I've grabbed my spoon, and all I'm going to do is just mix up the cabbage with the oil that was in the pot. So this is my cabbage mixture, as you can see, with the onions and the peppers. So you're just going to mix that up. And you are going to actually stand by the stove for about 5 minutes, and you are going to do this every minute for just that 5 minutes. Just mix it up just like this. You're not adding any water or anything like that. So, and if you just want to wait the whole 5 minutes before you turn it, the only problem is you just have to be careful because you don't want it to burn, because then you're going to have to start over. So you're just going to stand in the kitchen for that 5 minutes. And as you can see, now that cabbage mixture that I'm mixing up in the pot, the oil is being distributed all over the cabbage when I'm mixing it. So I'm just going to do that, like I said, for 5 minutes. All right, guys, so my 5 minutes are up. So just one more quick turn here, and then all I'm going to do is just add my cover to the pot and let that steam for 10 minutes. And you don't have to add any water. It will steam and cook on its own. So if you've been used to adding cabbage to water, I'm telling you, you don't need to when you make it like this. So now it's just going to steam for 10 minutes. So I'm just gonna set my timer. Alexa, set the timer for 10 minutes. And let it do its thing. So as you can see here, look at the cover of that pot. You can tell that this is steaming. So this is the water that will end up cooking the cabbage with the cover on. So you can see, if you look all around the cover of the pot, it is nice and steamed up. So this will cook it. And again, turn your heat down just a little bit. So this is like medium, low to medium heat. So that way it can just steam on its own. Hope this is making sense. I'm excited for you to try this recipe. While this is happening, I'll also make my little seasonings mix, which I'll show you how to do. So some seasoning options for this cabbage is really up to you. So here I have black pepper, ground ginger, Himalayan pink salt, and granulated garlic. These are all Daniel Fast friendly. I would say if you have a stomach ulcer or any type of stomach condition like gastritis, I would avoid the black pepper. So I am not going to be using the black pepper today. But you could add it. And then I have the ginger, the salt, and the garlic, and I'm just gonna mix these together. Now, if you don't like the granulated garlic, you could also just use minced garlic. It's really up to you, but this is just what I'm using, and this is what I'm gonna use to season my cabbage. So I'm just gonna sprinkle some of this over top of it, and it will help to give it a really nice flavor. So here is my seasonings mix, which I'm just going to sprinkle right over top of the cabbage when there is 2 minutes left before the timer goes off. And again, guys, this is completely optional. You don't necessarily need to add this seasoning mix at all to your cabbage, but you guys know me, I love to change up the flavor, especially if I'm eating the same thing, multiple times in the week. So this is why I like to spice up my food with seasonings, but this is completely optional. So if you don't like seasonings on your cabbage, you absolutely don't have to do that. Another thing you could add on your cabbage is something called allspice, which we use a lot in Jamaica. So you could actually just sprinkle that over top of your cabbage, and that also gives it a great flavor. So again, really up to you. I hope you're enjoying these different ways to change up the way your cabbage tastes. All right, so it's 8 minutes. I'm just gonna lift off my cover. Ooh, look at that steam. So you can see all that water that was cooking the cabbage. So I'm gonna put my cover away, and all I'm going to do is just take my seasoning mix and just sprinkle that over top. Mix that up. And just let it cook for that last 2 minutes, and I will show you the final product. It's getting steamy in here, isn't it, guys? So there it is, your delicious and perfectly cooked and seasoned Daniel Fast cabbage recipe. I am so excited for you guys to make this at home and add it either to, your Daniel Fast bowls, or even if you're making sushi. Like I said, this is great if you would mix it with, maybe black beans, brown rice, and add this cabbage mixture, and you have a nice hearty bowl packed with fiber, bunch of nutrients, which would be good for you, keep you feeling full throughout the day. So let me know what you think of this recipe. Deidre, I hope you enjoyed it and that you'll make this recipe since you asked for it. And anyone else, if you're interested in more Daniel Fast recipes, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be sure to show you how I make my Daniel Fast goodies.